as we speak, the voting is happening. It ends at 4 p.m. At 5 p.m. is when the results come out. So today, essentially, there's going to be a decision on 16 seats in the Rajya Sabha, in the upper house. And these seats are spread across 4 states. That's Maharashtra, Rajasthan, Haryana, as well as Karnataka. I'm trying to simplify this as much as possible and give you all of the basic information you need to understand the story. So in these 4 states, voting is happening. And of course, for the Rajya Sabha, you and I don't vote. It's the MLAs who vote. So right now, they're casting their vote also. Interestingly, it's by ballot for them. So they actually have to show it to someone, to an agent who is elected by the election commission, chosen by them. These officials, they have to show their vote to and drop it in, otherwise it's invalid. But the voting is happening right now. And why are the Rajya Sabha elections so crucial? I'm not sure if you've seen it, but in the last few weeks, there's been so much hectic lobbying, the resort politics that's played out. Imagine to the extent that in Jaipur, in a place called Amir, they actually snapped off internet from 9 p.m. last night. The Congress government did that to ensure nobody can reach the Congress MLAs. This election is very crucial for every political party. Besides, of course, the optics, the prestige battle, etc. It's also proceeding. The presidential polls, which happen in July, the dates were announced just yesterday by the Election Commission. It obviously gives every political party a lot more sway in that, which is why these 16 seats matter a whole lot to every single political party. As far as what's expected and what the results could be, I can tell you that in most states right now, there's 1 or 2 seats where where it's going to go down to the wire essentially. There are a couple of things to watch out for. For example, 2 media barons in the fray in Rajasthan and in Haryana. So in Haryana, you have Kartikeya Sharma, and in Rajasthan, you have Subhash Chandra. Both are media barons who are contesting independently but backed by the BJP. In Rajasthan, there are 4 seats up for grabs. It's expected that 2 will go the Congress's way, 1 will go the BJP way. For one, the 4th seat, it's going to be a very, very tough one. So that's something to watch out for. All the political analysts, all those who keenly follow politics, this is what it's all about. They're going to be watching this because they find it extremely interesting. For you and me, if I had to explain what really it means for us, who are our representatives in the Rajya Sabha? Where do, in fact, all the bills get debated? That's what it comes down to. And, of course, the presidential election. Those will be the takeaways for us and how it really impacts us. And also remember that with regards to, the other states like Karnataka right now, it's a 3-way contest for 1 seat between the BJP, the Congress and the JDS. And it's interesting to say because, believe it or not, there's a huge fight over JDS MLAs. It's so brazen that there could be cross-voting, that there's horse trading, there's a whole lot of money involved in this particular process. That also 32 MLAs, there's discussions about 1 MLA voting with the Congress, 2 MLAs voting with the BJP, and then Kumaraswamy left with about 29 of his MLAs. But like I said, you never know what kind of cross-voting is going to happen. So at 5 p.m. when the results start pouring out, that's when we'll have some clarity on whose political mind games worked the best. So Karnataka is also an interesting state to watch out for. Maharashtra, the AIMIM, this is what politics in India is all about. The AIMIM, completely contradictory ideology to the Shiv Sena, has actually joined hands with them. They've said that we'll offer support to the Shiv Sena-led Mahavikas Aghadi to ensure that we defeat the BJP. The MIM with that has also added a caveat saying that this doesn't mean in any sense that we believe in the Shiv Sena's ideology. We're going to continue fighting it out with them on that, but we're offering our support. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out as well, because like I said, anything can happen clearly in politics in India, where 2 parties which have completely polar opposite ideologies are joining hands to defeat another. That's what's happening in Maharashtra as well. So these are just some of the contests that I'm telling you about. In Haryana, it's a question of exposing the Congress essentially, because there's a lot of infighting within the Congress which could come to the fore if there's a lot of cross-voting that happens. So in Haryana, it's going to be a tough fight for Congress's Ajay Makhan versus the independent candidate Kartikeya Sharma, the media baron I mentioned, who's backed by the BJP. So a number of extremely interesting contests which I know people who follow politics are extremely enthusiastic and keenly watching out for. And as I mentioned, for you and me also, it does impact us. So it'll be important to tune in and watch what the result is at 5 p.m. this evening. What are the other stories that we're tracking this morning? I know a lot of you have been very curious about what's happening in the Salman Khan story, the death threat that was issued to him. The letter was found on Sunday. In 5 days, it's been confirmed by the Mumbai Police that yes, this is very much a genuine threat that was issued to Salman Khan and his father Salim Khan. Remember that the letter said that you, as in Salman, will meet the same fate as Sidhu Moosewala. So that's why it was linked largely to Moosewala, and that's been confirmed by the Mumbai Police that there was a gangster angle to this, and that Lawrence Bishnoi's gang was the one that had actually gone ahead and issued this threat letter. Did Bishnoi himself know? We're not sure about that because he's lodged in Delhi's Tihar jail, and so far he's claimed that he had no knowledge about this whatsoever. But many of his aides, particularly one based in Canada called Vikram Barad, he's the one who said to have masterminded this death threat. And you're right, I know a lot of comments that have been coming in on social media about the story has been that, this is a publicity stunt, that this is just a waste of time, etc. It's not a waste of time, I can assure you that, because the cops have confirmed that it's a genuine threat, but it was a publicity stunt by Lawrence Bishnoi's gang. According to the cops, this was done by his aides, by his associates, to kind of spread the word that Lawrence Bishnoi was the one who killed Moosewala, that he hatched that murder conspiracy, and then to link it to Salman Khan as well. So it looks like the cops at this point have gotten to the bottom of the case, but the person who masterminded it, Vikram Barad, is in Canada, so it's going to be a long and elaborate process to actually take him in. But at this point, security has also been increased for Salman Khan in view of this threat. One final story I'd like to tell you about is a video that everyone's talking about right now. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but it's going viral on social media. You can watch it on our social media handles as well, of a girl in Bengaluru yelling at cops. So she was stopped at one of the busiest signals perhaps of Bengaluru for jumping a signal. She was with her friend, it was his car, and she was stopped by the cops. The cops said, pay your fine and keep going. So they were doing their duty. She started yelling at them, saying, I will not, I don't have money with me. Do you know who my father is? Do you know who I am, etc. The usual VVIP tantrums that you see with many of these MLAs, these legislators, these politicians' children, these celebrities' children, etc. There was a video journalist present there as well. He was shooting the entire incident. And if you see the footage that's emerged, she can be seen abusing him as well, saying, stop that, cut it out, stop shooting, switch it off, etc. He continues to do his duty, shooting this entire incident. But it's obviously put the focus again on this kind of VVIP tantrums, this traffic tantrum that was put forth by this girl. She is the daughter of BJP MLA Arvind Limbavli. Arvind Limbavli, of course, I'm sure facing a lot of pressure from his party, and with so much outrage across, has come out now to apologize on behalf of his daughter. He's maintained, however, that she didn't disrespect anyone. He's saying, I've seen the footage. She was referring to the video journalist as sir, but if anyone felt humiliated or insulted, I apologize. The Home Minister of Karnataka also, considering that this MLA is from the BJP, has said that the traffic police did what they had to, that she violated a rule, and that's why she was stopped. So the BJP is attempting damage control here because they've always claimed that they're a party that doesn't believe in this kind of VVIP culture. So this has created a dent on that image largely. So there's damage control being done by the BJP here. But you must watch that video, and you can catch that on our social media handles as well. So those are some of the top stories that we're tracking this Friday. Lots more up on all of our social media handles and on our website as well. For the moment, thank you for